drop me.
Gonna drop you?
Do not drop me.
I got you. What's up, y'all? So we received our first cargo bike to review. So this bike is a KBO Ranger, and this is our second KBO bike that we've received. And we actually still have our first one. The first one was the KBO Breeze. And the reason we decided to keep the KBO Breeze is because the KBO Breeze is her favorite bike.
Thanks, KBO. Thank you, thank you, thank you. KBO, I love the KBO Breeze, so I'm excited.
KBO Ranger goes 60 miles per charge. This bike weighs 77 pounds. The maximum weight capacity is 400 pounds. Which is a lot for an electric bike.
Why you look at me?
It has a 48 volt, 17.5 amp hour battery. It has a 750 watt motor. It has a twist throttle. Don't know how fast it goes. We're gonna try that out. And we're gonna try that out with some cargo on it, like with some items on the back. And we're gonna try it out with a passenger on it. This bike has they call it an adjustable rear rack, and it's a wider rear rack than you get on a normal bike. And I think they call it adjustable because they have a lot of items that you can buy with it. You can get like a cage that goes on your rear rack. Let's say if you want to ride with a kid. It also comes with footboards. And we're going to try to use the footboards to ride with adults.
So this thing has a place to put my feet.
To purchase, feel free to use my link in the description below. All their bikes are currently discounted. What we're going to do is unbox this. We're going to put it together, go through all of the features and everything. And then again, we're going to go on a commute because this is mainly a commuter bike. We're going to try to find a new area where we haven't ridden to before. We're going to try to find some hills so we can see just how well does this bike move cargo, whether it's items or humans. Look like we did get footboards.
That's what this is?
Yeah.
This not where you put your butt?
Why? This is how everything looks fresh out the box. Looks like everything was packaged really well. And I like the way they packaged the wheel here to a point where it doesn't look like it could get punctured. So let's go ahead and get this wrapping off here. We took the wrapping off, and this is what the bike looks like. Really good looking bike. The first thing I'm noticing is the battery is concealed. That's one thing that I really appreciate about these new electric bikes, is that they are concealing the battery. Because I tell you, I just had an issue where some water got on a battery that was not concealed and the bike didn't work. This rear rack is huge. This rear rack board here is about 16 inches long and about 6 1/4 inches wide. So, and the rear rack was already installed. Thank God for that. So it looks like we are going to have to put the handlebar on, even though it's already attached via wires here. We're going to have to put the front fender on. We're going to have to put the front tire on, and this is a puncture resistant fat tire, but it's only a 20 by 3 inch tire. So I usually only see 20 by 3 inch tires on small folding bikes. Usually a folding bike will have 20 by 4 inch tires. So I'm interested to know how well these tires will handle weight on it, or a passenger on the rear, with the tire not being as wide as folding bikes. This bike also came with a box, so let's see what's in the box. Let's see what's in here. Okay, we have this, what we use to put our front wheel on, which means we have a quick release front wheel, which is what I love. We got a hat. We got a hat, y'all.
Hey!
It's the thought that counts. All right. Looks like this is our headlight, which is going to go on top of our rear rack here. Oh, that's a nice looking headlight. Looks a lot better than the headlight of the Breeze, I'll tell you that much for sure.
Excuse me?
Came with our wrench set here, which is I never use these. Came with our pedals, and they are labeled here. Assuming this is our battery charger. That's our battery charger there. Looks like your standard battery charger, and it takes 5 hours to charge your bike. And it came with our instructions here. Looks like there's only written instructions, no pictures here in our assembly instructions. Information about the 2-year warranty here. So the first thing we're going to do is put our front wheel on. Now I will say you are going to have to use your own wrench more than likely. So normally with these electric bikes, I put the front wheel on first so that I can have some type of balance. I can put the kickstand on and everything. But because this bike has this like moped, motorcycle style kickstand, because now I don't need the front wheel on for the bike to have some balance to it. Now it is unfortunate that I think you're going to have to eyeball this handlebar to make sure that it's aligned correctly. Sometimes an e-bike company will give you like some lines. I don't see them here. So we're now going to install the fender and the light. So I'm going to unscrew this, and then I'm going to put the fender back here, put the light here, and then screw everything back, making sure the washer is in front of the headlight here. Now I personally like my front fender off the tire as much as possible. So after you've installed your front fender and your beefy headlight here, you do have to connect the wire. So we have put together the KBO cargo bike along with the footboards. Only took us about, I think, 30 minutes to put together. I want to start by saying I really like the kickstand. You can imagine being on a bike ride and you get a flat and you need to change your tires. Like this kickstand kind of lifts the wheels up, you know what I mean? It lifts the wheels up off the floor, which I think makes it easier for you to change your tire. From wheel to wheel, this bike is about 5 feet 10 inches long. The seat at the lowest position is about 2 feet 6 inches off the ground. The handlebar is about 3 feet 7 inches off the ground. Loving the curvy design here. Looks very sleek. I don't see any paint chipped on the body here. You can charge this battery without removing it with this here. Now if you do want to remove the battery from the bike here, you're going to use your key. Put the key in, you're gonna push the bike against the body a little bit. I'm not sure why you have to do this. And then you're gonna turn the key, and then the battery comes out here. Has this soft and ergonomic seat that the lady likes a whole lot. Nice wide handlebar. I think this handlebar is like 2 feet 5 inches from one end to the other. And most importantly, loving the rear rack with the footboards. Looks very sturdy, but we're going to test that out. I think the maximum weight on here is a little bit over 100 pounds. Now it doesn't look like we have suspension in the front or the rear. And I usually like suspension on a bike, but this is a commuter bike, really built to transport things on flat surfaces. So the bike is pretty aligned, but if you wanted to adjust the alignment, then you would unscrew this one and this screw here. Take a look at our rear and front disc brakes here. We have our standard grips on the handlebar here, our front and rear brakes here. We have our standard Shimano 7-gear shifter here. Gonna now turn the LCD display on, press and hold the M button here. To turn our headlight on, we're gonna press and hold the up button. That turns our headlight on and our rear light on. Now if we press and hold the down button, the bike will go into walk assist mode. And I think it's going to take us up to like 4 to 5 miles per hour. We do have a twist throttle here. I'm going to go through some of the basic items on your display here. To change pedal assist modes, just press up or down and your pedal assist will change here. If you quickly click the M button here at the bottom, you can go from your odometer to your trip, to your voltage, to your current speed, and the time which shows you how long you've had the bike on for. Some other things we have on the display here, we have our energy bar at the top, our current miles per hour, which pedal assist mode we're in, whether we have our headlight on. To go into your advanced settings, we're going to press and hold the up and the down button here. Then we have to put a password, press up and down to change numbers, press the M button to go to the next position. So I think by default the password is 0, 5, 1, 0. Then we're going to hit the M button to continue. No, you have to press and hold the M button to continue. Now we're in our advanced settings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will go through some of them. This first one is the lighting of your LCD display. How bright do you want it? Press M to go to your next setting here. Press up and down to change the setting. P02 is whether you want to calculate your speed in miles or kilometers. P08 is your limit speed, and we're going to increase that to the max here. And this is in kilometers. So look like the highest is 41 kilometers per hour. So P09 is basically 0 start or non-zero start. Basically asking if you want this bike to be able to take off without having any type of momentum, using electric only. P11 is your help sensitivity, which I think is really important because this is basically how sensitive is your pedal assist when you're pedaling. P12 is your help start intensity. P16 is to reset your ODO. P17 is whether you want to use cruise control or not. We're now going to make sure we have a fully charged battery. Then we're going to go outside and try out the different modes. So now that we have a fully charged battery, we're going to test out the different modes. And because this is a cargo bike, I'm going to test out the mode with some cargo here. And I got a little bit of everything in there, a lot of drinks, snacks, but I tried to get things that'll weigh the bike down a little bit. We're going to start out in mode 1. Let's see how fast we go in mode 1 here. And it is a little wet out here, so hopefully that won't compromise my speed, my brakes too much. Okay, 16, 17, mode 1. 16, all right. 16, 17 miles per hour. Mode 1. Okay, now let's switch it to mode 2 here. And it is a little wet out here, so I definitely wouldn't recommend trying to go max speed in this bike with wheels this small. Let's see how fast we go in mode 2 here. And I'm trying to avoid the crack in the middle so I won't fall. These are. All right, 18. Okay. Almost 19 miles per hour. Mode 2. Okay, we're now going to switch it to mode 3 here. How fast we go in mode 3. Again, it's wet, so I'm avoiding the crack in the middle of the road here. Make the gear up a little bit. Okay, 20. 21. Okay, check these brakes. Yeah, brakes can be tuned up a little bit. 21 miles per hour, mode 3. Y'all let me know if you own a cargo bike. Are the brakes usually a little like this? Because there's so much going on in the back. Let me know. All right, so we're now going to switch it to mode 4 here. Let's see how fast we go in mode 4 here. Okay, trying to go as fast as I can, but be as careful as I can regarding where I'm driving. It's wet. I can bring up the gear a little bit here. 23. All right. 23 miles per hour, mode 4. Now let's switch it to mode 5. Now I tried to give myself a long strip here because this bike is very gradual, even though you can change how gradual you want the bike, but by default it's kind of gradual regarding max speed. Let's see how fast we go in mode 5 here. Again, I'm gonna be riding a little carefully because it's wet. Try not to hit any cracks here. Make sure I'm in the highest. 25. Okay. I almost hit 26 there. So we'll test out the max speed later. But 25, almost 26 miles per hour, max speed on a cargo bike. So I almost hit 26 miles per hour in mode 5, but we're gonna try that on a longer strip when it's not as wet outside on this bike. Now I did take a spill on this bike. I was trying out the throttle only kind of maximum speed, and I fell, partly because mainly because it is wet out here, and because I'm used to all-terrain tires, you know what I mean? So usually this kind of rain on an all-terrain tire wouldn't be a problem, but these are not all-terrain tires, so that too, and because the tires are a little bit more narrow than your average tire, so wouldn't recommend you riding on rainy surfaces max speed on this bike, because I think I fell when I was going like 23, you know what I mean, but I knew how to slide and everything. But the bike is fine. No scratches on the bike. Look like they got a really tough coating of paint on here. Nothing wrong. The tires are good. Everything is good. And my bag stayed on during my fall. So, KBO cargo bike, what are your thoughts?
I like the KBO cargo bike.
Okay.
It's really durable. I think what I like most about it is riding on the back.
Riding on the back. The footboard. You like the footboard?
Yeah, because you got enough room to sit right here, and then your feet, like, it's really stable. Like, I didn't feel like I was gonna fall or anything like that. Like, I'd rather ride back here.
Oh, you'd rather ride back there than riding the actual bike itself?
Yes.
So, what do you think about actually riding the bike instead of being on the back?
It's good. It's a good, like, sturdy bike. I feel safe. There's maybe a little bit of uneasiness for me on the turns, but not too bad. I feel like the brakes work really well. Okay. Like, the brakes work really well, and it's not jerky. Not jerky. Or anything like that.
Yeah, the bike is kind of gradual. So what would you give this KBO bike on a scale from 1 to 10?
I give it an 8.8.
8.8. Hey, 8.8.
It's a new number for
KBO. So we are about to get our POV shots here. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, but it is a little windy, so I may have to do some voiceovers for some of these shots in case you don't hear me. So. Okay, not bad actually. Now, it wasn't that bad riding on grass without suspension, but you could definitely tell the difference, especially when I hit a couple of like rough patches there and the bike got really shaky. Now I will say, for a bike that only has 20 by 3 inch tires, you can do a considerable amount of leaning on this bike. That's not usually the case with tires that are this small. And because you have such a wide handlebar, it makes it really convenient for you to lean here. So, and I like leaning in electric bikes just for the fun of it, really. So we're now going to test out the maximum speed here. We have a bit of a straightaway. Let's see just how fast we go here. $25. The maximum speed is 25 miles an hour. So let's see how fast we go in throttle only. So I'm not going to pedal at all. See how fast we go here. Go to don't think the mode matters, but just to make sure. 24, 25, okay. Like about 25 miles per hour. All right, about 25 miles per hour, throttle only. Now regarding the cargo, it doesn't feel like I have anything. Now regarding the cargo, it doesn't feel like I have any cargo on this bike. And I think maybe that's why they give you so much pedal assist, because they're assuming that you're gonna have cargo on here, but I don't feel any additional weight. I mean, the bike feels very light. I don't feel any kind of pull or anything. And even though it's giving you a lot of electrical assistance, it's not jolting you forward. Like, it's not pushing you forward fast. It's still kind of gradual. You can see here. See, it still didn't jerk me or send me flying. It just gives me a lot of assistance, again, which can be adjusted if you're not riding this bike with cargo. So all right, so we're about to go up. We're about to go up a hill here. We're gonna see how this. All right, so we're about to go up a hill here. You get to see how this bike performs going up a hill. And I'm gonna do throttle only up this hill. Let's see how much speed we lose going up this hill here. Y'all ready? It's a pretty steep hill too. Okay. $17. So about 5. It's still trucking, but it went down to 14, 13 on a hill. And this is probably 45-ish degrees. Pretty steep. Okay, so I went from 22 to 15, 16 miles per hour on a hill. So KBO Ranger, what I like about this bike is what I usually like about KBO bikes. So KBO Ranger, what I like about the bike is what I usually like about KBO bikes, which is the battery life. Speaking of the battery life, we went on a 14-mile bike ride, mainly on mode 4, mode 5, and throttle only, and we still had all of our battery bars after that 14 miles. What I also like about the bike is that it's very durable, and you have like over 18 advanced settings on your LCD display. Now I do like the size of the tires, the width of the tires, because this bike already has a lot going on back here. And so the small tires make it easy to maneuver around things and easy to transport. But I do wish that they were all-terrain tires. But I do wish that the tires were all-terrain tires so that you can ride on semi-slick pavement, because what if you have to make a delivery and it's kind of wet outside, you know what I mean? I also wish that it had suspension, but I don't know if that's the cargo thing or not. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I give this bike an 8.5. Comment below on what you would give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other bikes you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.